congratulations on making an investment in your branding and becoming a part of the Image One Brands. Here's a little bit of an overview of the process now that you've decided to invest in your branding in a vehicle wrap or some graphics. We're excited to design and install the wrap that you're so excited about and to get your business to be set apart from all the other businesses in your marketplace. This is actually going to provide incredible opportunity to propel your business beyond the other businesses in your market. And so to help properly design for that process, we need some information and we need some assets to begin to work on your artwork. So this will help us in ensuring that there's accuracy in not only our design work, but the vehicle templates that we use. What's next? I guess that's probably the question. Review and approve the quote. If you haven't received a quote, contact us right away and I will work on putting a quote together for you. You'll receive that in your email. You receive that through our CRM. There'll be a whole lot of details included in there. After you receive your quote, you may have some questions. Feel free to reach out and ask any question that you desire. There's no question is a bad question. They're all good. Once you receive that quote, you can say, hey, I want to move forward with you guys. That's cool. What we typically require for most jobs is a 50% deposit. I will send you a sales link where you can pay that 50% deposit either with a credit card or you can drop off a check or mail a check. That's no problem. See your quote email for more details about that quote. And the first thing we need after you approve your quote is we need photos of your vehicle, whether that's a car or a truck or a trailer. We need photos. Photos are very important. You either need to swing by the shop so we can survey the vehicle and take some accurate photos and get some measurements, or you can email me photos. This is a great opportunity to save yourself a lot of time. You don't have to come by the shop. What we need squared off photos. What I mean by that is I need your vehicle perfectly centered up in the photo, and I need you to stand back a little bit. We can always zoom in on it. So we will need both sides, front and rear, photographs of your vehicle. And this is especially important if you have a modified vehicle or if you have a box truck
trailers.
Something that's not standard
right.
Is especially important. Food trucks and trailers. Ridiculously important that we get these photos. And then I'm also going to need year, make, model, and any other special either modifications or details about the vehicle. Like for trucks and vans, there are many different options in wheelbase and or height of the van itself. And I need to know those dimensions for the design team to be able to accurately lay out your artwork. We need those key measurements to produce accurate artwork, and accurate artwork is one of the things that we pride ourselves on.
Yes.
We know we're going to create quality artwork. If you've been on our website or our Facebook page, you see the kind of artwork we produce for you, and we don't want to skip on that, on the quality, starting all the way with quoting and artwork. You want to talk about logos, what they need to provide, number 2?
So if you are sending us your logo and it is 10 to 100 kilobytes in the email, chances are we're going to have to rebuild that. That would be a small raster, almost thumbnail size image, and there's no way we could blow that up to the side of a trailer or the side of a pickup truck or a van. We do have different tiers of what it's going to take to rebuild depending on the artwork. But that's for a small raster photo. If you have a vector, which is line art, those typically end in an EPS, an AI, a .pdf, .svg. If it has that distinction on the end of the file type that you have, there's a pretty good likelihood that that's a vector and that is a scalable line image. So instead of using individual pixels, it uses lines and curves. And so you can blow that up to a billboard if you want, or shrink it down to really tiny. It doesn't matter. So those are our favorite artworks that we will, if you buy a branding package or a logo from us, we depending on the tier, again, of the package, we provide those to you for future uses on pretty much anything.
Yeah, and even a copyright release on many of them. So you can,
but that's the difference between raster and vector.
and if you're unsure of what you have, send us the best that you have, and then we'll advise you moving forward. The third item we need is the information to convey. If you have a brand built by us, you'll have all that information in your brand guidelines. But many times companies come to us, they've not have brand guidelines developed by a designer. And so we need specific information to convey. We cannot lay out a wrap design correctly or accurately considering your market if we don't have the proper information. And some of that information would be very concise information about your business, possibly a tagline, possibly a location, a phone number, a URL. And I can't begin to tell you how many businesses come to us that don't have consistent or concise information that they're using across all their formats of marketing. And make that simple and make it very concise and specific, especially a tagline.
Well, now we're getting into branding, though.
True, but that's
where so many small businesses struggle with providing us this information simply because they don't have a brand. They bought a Fiverr logo. There's a very big difference between that, but we'll talk about that on other videos.
If you're providing us a Fiverr logo or that level of quality of logo,
there's only so
deficiency.
much.
There's only so much you're going to have. And for us to properly brand you, we may have to work backwards a little bit and work on some of your branding to be able to give you the wrap that you desire. There's so many, there's just so much.
That's
Put it this way,
video.
Less is more and simple is better nowadays.
Yes.
And we could teach you more of that as we move forward. Here's one thing I do want to mention as far as information, Brandon. How many times do we have a business come to us and want to give us either a QR code or a bullet point list of things that they do that they want in their vehicle wrap?
Constantly.
Yeah. Do we recommend bullet points or QR codes?
Not for vehicle wraps.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. QR codes just kind of muddle up the design. And QR codes, the only way they're really effective is if you're using a funnel or some kind of landing page for that QR code. And I don't recommend it for a vehicle wrap. That's more of print publication or even to utilize on a social media site.
Correct. And that's where I was going with bullet points, is like trade shows, displays, a QR code. Somebody's got their phone. You're talking to them at a trade show. They can scan the QR code, bring you right to their funnel, right to your funnel, etc. That kind of thing. Yeah, vehicle wraps, definitely not.
Yeah,
simpler is better. Nobody's going to be sitting in traffic 70 mile an hour on the interstate taking a picture of the side of your car or trying to stabilize their phone trying to get a QR code.
If they are, they shouldn't be. I tried the other day when I saw a truck with a QR code and I couldn't get it while we were driving down the road.
Make your wrap and your brand memorable so they Google you later.
Yeah, we have found
the whole thing.
Correct. We've been doing this over 20 years, and the more we do this, the more we discover that phone numbers aren't even as critical on the side of a wrap as your logo being forefront and prominent, because people all have a supercomputer in their pocket. They're going to whip that thing out and they're going to Google your name is what they're going to do. So make sure you come up on Google and you have all your information there. Your website, your Facebook page, those are the places for your sales product and for your bullet points, not the side of your vehicle.
Yeah.
So overall aesthetics. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? I'll go ahead and talk about that. What's your vision? What vision do you have in mind for your wrap? This is especially important if you don't have brand guidelines or we haven't worked on branding. Do you see how much branding is important in this process?
If you have a set of brand guidelines, you already have a direction for an aesthetic.
Correct. And if you don't, then we've got to kind of back up a little bit and we've got to work on that aesthetic. So what we really like, if you're coming to us and you don't have that brand developed already, we would love to see some examples of what you like. Also your colors. What colors do you like?
Have you been using?
What colors have you been using? Have you been consistent
and
across all your platforms with your colors?
It doesn't really matter what you like either.
No, I would say you're exactly on point.
But we're getting into branding now more.
How do you? Here's the trouble.
You're
How
right.
do we do this without getting into branding? It's crazy the amount of branding that this is developing a brand.
It solves,
As
once you have a brand package or a layout, it solves all these questions.
Yep. So if you have an idea of the direction you want to go, the more details you give us, the better. The more you can describe to us your ideas, the better. Actually, when you begin to do that, I may even shoot you over a list of questions that helps us understand what direction you're wanting to go or choosing to go. But like Brandon brought up, and I want to emphasize it again, it really doesn't matter what we like or what you like. What matters most is what your client likes or what triggers prospective leads in your marketplace.
What are we tailoring to?
Yes. Who are we targeting?
Yes.
And what do they like? What's going to cause them to pick up their phone and call you or Google you? You need those leads, and that's what Wraps are so great for, is developing leads. They're working while you're not. You're driving around, or your vehicle could be parked in a parking lot somewhere, and you could sell a job.
Parked at a job site, anywhere. Yeah.
We've sold Wraps, pumping gas in our truck that's wrapped.
Yep.
You know, one of
Hey,
the
I
trucks.
see your trucks everywhere. I see you guys all the time. Well, we have 3 trucks.
Yep. So number 5.
Etc.
Yep. Number 5, brand guidelines, all kind of wrapped up right here.
Yep.
You have to understand, how do I say it? The power of a properly designed logo and how that logo works into developing your brand. A brand isn't a logo, but a logo is an essential part of a brand. And a well-executed vehicle wrap is going to be backed by a good logo and a great brand. And whether you're a new business owner or an existing business owner, this may be the opportunity when you're considering this to step back and say, okay, I need to improve my brand, or I need to work on my logo. Guys, we repair logos, we update logos. We'll bring older logos that you may have been using for 20 years and don't want to lose some of that emotional connection that your clients already have with your logo. Oftentimes we can update it and bring it back more into a modern society or a modern culture. And so we update logos, and sometimes we start over from scratch. And we will consult with you on that. But there are some things about logo design that are very important. And, most businesses, when they bring us a run-of-the-mill logo or a clip art logo off that they've gotten offline, we have issues with it, and we need to make some changes or revisions to it to make it actually work in your marketplace. And some of that is distance legibility. We run into a lot of legibility issues with cheap logos. Wow factor is a very important thing, and wow factor can be boiled down to our clients say, I want it to pop. Why doesn't this pop? We hear it all the time. I want it to pop. Well, that means there needs to be contrast.
Yeah.
Contrast
And
is
not only contrast on the vehicle wrap, but contrast on wherever that thing might be. The road against your competition. It's not just pop because we did bright colors. It's pop because it's contrasting whatever and wherever that company or wherever that wrap could be at that time.
in the market.
Yes.
Yeah. Projected image and tone. Your logo or your wrap says something about you, your personality, kind of a tone that you want to project to your audience or your potential leads. And sometimes there's some mean-looking mascots that don't work with clients who might be predominantly female, as an example. So these are all things that need to be considered and thought about as we're designing this wrap layout for you. Functional icons or mascots, I think that kind of falls into that. Some mascots and icons work really, really well in your market with what you're doing. Others, not so much, and they need to be fixed. And does your logo and your imagery work with all the varying formats? What's your target audience? Who are you targeting? Like I mentioned just a minute ago, majority of the decision makers for your product might be female. They might be male. Who knows? Yep. So we need to discuss that though. And then the importance, obviously, of color and font style. Typography is an actual ridiculous study And your logo will say a lot about you just based on the fonts that are used in your logo or in your wrap. So branding your business and your marketplace is going to be hindered, or it's going to be very powerful, and it's going to reap incredible return on your investment, depending on how it's rolled out. And so as you get to know Brandon and I, you'll learn that we are kind of very picky, and we are a little bit opinionated. Ultimately, I've had many conversations where I say to our client, well, you're the boss. You're writing the check. You're footing the bill. But here is professional and expert opinions, or what we understand and see happening in the marketplace. And there are certain processes that work. They just flat out work. And we can help you increase your bottom line. We can help you increase your average ticket order. We can help your name and your logo become very well known in your marketplace. But we've got to work together as a team. And we want to thank you for starting this journey of choosing us to design a logo for you or a wrap for you. And we're very excited for that. So I say this, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Hopefully we haven't rambled too much on this video. Let's work together at creating a wrap perfection.